This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 5 o'clock, the president getting set to visit the site of the latest 2 mass shootings. How some are welcoming his visit, while some wish he would stay in Washington.
That's why we're out here, and we have to do this in a zero tolerance, and we have to write those tickets.
The back-to-school crackdown on dangerous drivers. We go behind the scenes to show you how police are making sure that your child stays safe.
Beauty school dropout. It's about time you knew the score.
High school students don't want to drop out of this beauty school. Coming up, Hiring Hoosiers takes a look at the jobs program helping to give students a permanent career, a permanent career. Hey, all right. Good Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Meredith Barrett.
And I'm Lauren Casey. Alyssa Donovan is with us this morning, taking a look at our forecast. And it's kind of just a summer-like day.
Yes, it's just going to be a pleasant day. Not a lot going on, which I think is what a lot of people want after yesterday. We had those storms to the south of us. I know you guys said you didn't see it at your house. A lot of that steered clear of central Indiana and moved to the south. And we are going to see some calm conditions across the area today. So we are all in the clear as we head through the day. 69 right now in Indianapolis, 68 in Bloomington, at 66 in Muncie. A little cool to the north. Logansport at 59, Zionsville at 61. And that's just because we had that cold front move through that brought in some colder air. So we are starting a little cooler this morning at many locations, especially to the north of us. So that storm that moved through continuing to bring some rainfall and storms to southern Ohio this morning. But we are in the clear right now, and we're going to stay quiet today. High pressure has built in behind that. That's going to continue to clear out a lot of our cloud coverage throughout the day. So if you walk outside this morning and see a little bit of cloud coverage at your house, that's all going to clear out by the afternoon. We're going to see those daytime heating potential, which means we are going to see those temperatures a little bit warmer today into the mid and upper 80s across the area. So starting sunny this morning at many locations, a little bit of cloud coverage for southern and eastern areas, and then we're into the 80s with sunshine this afternoon.
Alyssa, thanks. Let's take a look at traffic right now as you're heading out the door on your Wednesday morning. Over here on the east side, we do have an issue that they're working to clear up on the ramp. It's blocking the right lane of eastbound I-70 at Shadeland Avenue, so just be aware of that. Traffic is not moving slow due to that, though, so that is good news. Up here to the northeast, we do have a water main break closing Hague Road between East 82nd Street and East 86th Street. Avoid that spot today. And then on the south side, just a few slowdowns. We had some construction here along eastbound I-465, but overall it's still moving just fine and won't slow you down too much. So let's take a live look in that area right now. This is at Madison Avenue. It looks like the construction that we're monitoring in the right lanes has wrapped up this morning. Great news for your morning drive. We'll continue to keep a close eye on this area and keep you updated.
Later today, President Trump will visit the sites of the latest 2 mass shootings in the U.S., but he may not receive a warm welcome from everyone.
The president will travel to Dayton and El Paso as his Republican Party largely continues to reject calls for new laws on certain types of guns after more than 30 people died last weekend. The president is facing pushback from some current and local officials in El Paso and Dayton. That includes 2 Democratic presidential candidates urging him not to come.
This is the most racist president we've had since perhaps Andrew Johnson. And he is responsible for the hatred and the violence that we're seeing right now.
I think he's a polarizing figure, I think especially in El Paso.
The Republican mayor of El Paso says she's received phone calls and emails from some angry Texans, but she says she still welcomes the president's visit. The Democratic mayor of Dayton says she will as well, but she also welcomes those protesting the president.
I don't know how we deal with evil. I don't have a textbook for dealing with evil other than the Bible. I'm sorry. We're going to go through this. But the president is coming out.
He's made this bet and he's got to lie in it, you know. He hasn't, his rhetoric has been painful for many in our community. And I think that people should stand up and say they're not happy if they're not happy that he's coming.
Meanwhile, Democrats continue to call on the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to convene the Senate before their summer recess is over to consider background check bills that were passed in the House months ago. So far, there's no indication that that will happen.
A warning this morning to be extra alert at the bus stop. Police say a man tried to lure a student into his car on the south side. Perry Township Schools says an elementary school student told her bus driver a man in a car pulled up to her stop on Shelby Street at Thompson Road around 8:15 Tuesday morning and said her bus was going to be late. The man then offered to take her to school. Thankfully, she did not go with him. The vehicle is described as a small red 4-door car with a baby in the back seat. If you have any information as to who this person might be, you should call IMPD at the number on your screen, 317-327-3811.
At 5:05, safety is on the top of mind as kids return to school this week. And this morning, we're giving you a look at undercover police patrols that are underway right now to crack down on drivers who break the rules. Our Stephanie Wade is working for you, learning how you can help make things much safer for students.
We're riding along with Muncie Police Department this morning in an undercover vehicle following school buses, making sure that people are stopping when the stop arm is out.
So you can see their parents being pretty aggressive, which we had heard from some people that we talked to in the community that parents were actually like having to get out in the road.
It didn't take long to see it for ourselves. Muncie PD has heard several complaints from parents that people aren't stopping when the stop arm is out, putting kids in danger. We spotted a driver you see here on the left-hand side turning while kids were crossing the street.
He knew the rules, and I asked him, I said, you saw the arm. Yeah. I thought it was okay.
Almost every day, people are impatient. They don't understand that these kids are crossing. You can hit them. That's it.
Muncie PD just received a state grant to pay officers overtime this year to enforce this law specifically. Once the buses have made their way safely to school, police stick around school zones to watch for people speeding.
This is 45 and a 20. Very nice lady, but that's 25 over the speed limit. And if a kid were to go running across the street, can she get stopped in seconds? The answer is no.
Working for you in Muncie, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Well, if you see a problem in your neighborhood and need help, you can connect with RTV6. Just email us at workingforyou@rtv6.com, and we'll see what we can do to help with the issue.
One of 2 unborn twin boys has died just days after his mother was shot in the head in Anderson. Police say the mother, 29-year-old Alexis Wasson, and the surviving twin are on life support. Wasson is 21 weeks pregnant. Her boyfriend, Skylar White, is accused of shooting her on Friday. Court documents show that White told his mother the shooting was an accident. Right now, he faces charges of attempted murder and criminal recklessness.
A Monroe County mother will serve 2.5 years of probation after admitting to strangling her son. Michaela Carpenter reached a plea agreement and agreed to continue counseling. Court records say she slapped her then 2-year-old son and put her hands over his mouth for 45 seconds. As part of the plea, prosecutors dismissed a charge of battery. Prosecutors say Carpenter has completed intensive parenting training and did not have a criminal record. It is 5:07. When you look good, you feel good, and students want to help you do just that.
Today in Hiring Hoosiers, from classroom to career, high school students are breaking into the beauty industry. Our Aaron Lish is live this morning with a program that is getting students ready for those future jobs. Hey, Aaron.
Good morning. So we're right outside the Walker Career Center. They have a ton of different programs, but one is cosmetology. So students who are juniors and seniors, they come here for the 2-year program, and they usually come about 4 to 5 hours a day. And what they do is they come here to learn more about on how to do hair, nails, facials, makeup, really anything related to cosmetology. And really, after finishing 1,500 hours of combined theory and practical skills needed, they will be able to get their Indiana State cosmetology license, meaning they're ready to work. Talking with instructors and students, they say they're going this route, saving them a lot of money in the long run.
If you go to a PJ's, a Paul Mitchell, Tricoci, it's $20,000, $25,000 to get your license. Here they spend around $650, $700.
I don't got $25,000 to spend a year going to like a beauty school, so it's really convenient that I can do it while going to school and like graduate through this.
And students have actual clients come into the salon, which students say help build their skills and communications, just being able to talk to those clients while they're getting their hair or makeup done. And actually, you can come here and get some of their services. Again, they have haircuts, they have facials, they have nails, they even have a senior citizens day. So just give them a call to get those prices on those different services. We're gonna have a little bit more from those students in the next half hour. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Aaron, thank you so much. A historic bridge bridge will be closed even longer than expected, and the city is acknowledging the project has taken way too long. The Central Avenue Bridge over Fall Creek will hopefully open in a few weeks, according to the Department of Public Works. DPW wanted to open the bridge last month. The city is now working with the Department of Transportation to get the contractor to work a little bit faster. And the crazy thing about that bridge, they had to take off each stone, label it, and then put it back where it went because it's on the historic registry. So if you go out there, you can see the markings on the stone. So it's pretty crazy. All right, Alyssa, let's get a look at our forecast for today. What can we expect for our Wednesday?
So it's going to be a beautiful day. We're starting a little cooler than we started yesterday. Still have some of that humidity in the air, especially for areas to the central Indiana and to the south. That's where that humidity is sticking around. A little cooler to the north, though, and that's just because that's where that cold front has passed through. Temperatures right now, 62 in Peru, 63 in Lafayette, dropping into the 50s in Crawfordsville. So a few cool spots on the map. We are all going to warm up, though, as we head through the day today. Partly cloudy skies, especially along some of those southern counties and into eastern counties, and that's just because that's where that cold front is continuing to push out of the area. As we head through the afternoon, though, high pressure is building in. That's what's going to be in control, going to push out those clouds and also clear out that into sunshine, starting in the 60s this morning as you head to the bus stop with the kids, and we are staying nice today. It's going to be a day you want to head outside. Temperatures will be into the upper 80s.
Alyssa, thank you. A woman who helped change literature forever in America is now gone. Next on Good Morning Indiana, a brief look at the legacy of Toni Morrison.
And the public criticized the plan, and now one city council member says they are listening. Just ahead, the battle over a new business and whether or not it will pollute the city.
And we're keeping a close eye on traffic as you head out the door for your Wednesday morning commute. And on the north side, traffic's already picking up on I-465 in both directions near Ditch Road. It is 5:11. We'll be right back after the break. Stay with us.
Weekdays at 9 on RTV6.
The pinnacle for me as a writer is really the writing, the next book, doing it better and better every time out.
She was one of America's greatest writers and the first African-American woman to win a Nobel Prize. Toni Morrison had written for years with much commercial success until her 1977 novel Song of Solomon became a national bestseller. But Morrison especially came to prominence after her 1987 book, Beloved. It was later made into a movie by Oprah Winfrey, who championed Morrison and her works on her talk show. She continued to write and champion other African-American writers right up until the end of her life, helping to reshape the landscape of American literature. Her publisher says Toni Morrison died Monday evening in a New York hospital. She was 88 years old. This morning, a police department in Texas is being blasted for an arrest that resembled a scene from a terrible era in American history.
It's a disturbing image that ended up all over social media after it became public. It happened last Saturday as police in Galveston, Texas were arresting a 43-year-old Donald Neely. His family says Neely has a history of mental illness and lives on the streets. He's being led down the middle of the street by a rope, something that reminded many of the lynching of thousands of African Americans during the 19th and 20th centuries.
I can't even imagine what they were thinking to say, we're going to use this today.
Police claim they didn't have a vehicle to take Neely to a holding area. In a statement, Galveston's police chief says he, quote, must apologize to Mr. Neely for this unnecessary embarrassment, end quote, and says that officers showed poor judgment.
Will the pushback over a new business in Muncie lead to change? The city council plans to discuss the issue at its next meeting on August 20th. Council members are now asking for more information about a steel dust recycling plant after hundreds of people attended last night's meeting voicing health and pollution concerns. That was Monday night's meeting, that is. The council has already approved Wales Sustainable Products. The Indiana Department of Environmental Management still has to approve the permit. Today is a big day. Our Kevin Gregory reaches a milestone in his broadcasting career, 30 years on the air at RTV6.
Yeah, it is quite an accomplishment in any career, 30 years at one business, and there is no end in sight. Kevin and former RTV6 sports anchor and reporter Scott Hoke go back even further, 40 years. Scott credits Kevin to tipping him off to the first two jobs he got in television. They met in 1979 as a freshman at Ben Davis High School, where they were both broadcasting at the school radio station.
I will tell you this, His dad, Bob, of course, worked at Channel 13 for many, many years. Used to have these things called weather critters. They were little magnetic things that stuck onto the big, national map. Well, Kevin used to take the leftovers and he'd stick them on the inside of his locker. So he'd have a little lightning bolt and a cloud that was blowing, wind and stuff, and he'd pop his locker open and they'd fall out and whatever. And I used to think that was hilarious because here is this kid's got his dad's weather magnets in his school locker.
We have much more on Kevin's big anniversary day tonight on the news at 5, 6, and 11. Kevin's always pulling some kind of shenanigans.
Oh my gosh,
here,
and
right?
He's really, what you see on air is really what you get in person. He's so fun to work with. And
he's genuine,
and he's genuine, and he cares so much about what he's doing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he does.
Great
he
guy.
loves his job. All right, and speaking of loving his job, it's a great day to report on the weather.
It is a great day to report on the weather. I think he and I are both happy about what we have to report today, which is a beautiful summer-like day. We're starting clear this morning. Temperatures in the 60s across the area, so starting a little cooler than we did yesterday. Still hanging on to some humidity in the area, especially across central and into southern Indiana. It's 68 right now in Bloomington, 69 in Indianapolis with clear skies. Kokomo, our cool spot at 61 degrees. We have a couple 50s on our map as well off to the northwest, and that's just because that's where that cold air has dropped in from. That cold front that passed through yesterday brought us some storms mainly to the south yesterday afternoon and evening. A lot of that pushing out. We have just a few lingering showers across extreme southern Indiana this morning, and then most of that has shifted into Ohio. Some of those storms still very strong, though. We've seen a couple tornado watches and warnings as that moved through that area this morning. Here in Indianapolis, though, very quiet today. We're starting with partly cloudy skies across eastern and southern counties. Here in central Indiana, we're starting clear this morning. What that means is we still could drop with those temperatures yet. So as you're heading to the bus stop with those kids, you might want to grab a light jacket because it could be a little cool in some spots this morning as you're heading out. What's happening next, though, is high pressure is building in. That's going to clear out a lot of that cloud coverage, bring us plenty of sunshine throughout the day. By the noon hour, temperatures hitting the low 80s at many locations. Here in Indianapolis, expected to be right around 81 degrees. We're going to hang on to the 70s for some of those northern locations, and that's just because that cold air really moved in and impacted those areas as we headed overnight last night. So throughout the day, clearing out. We'll see that daytime heating build in this afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, which means those temperatures are going to climb again close to average. Some areas will be above average in the mid and upper 80s across central Indiana. So a really pleasant day on tap. Next, tomorrow, we do have those changes moving back into the forecast. More chances of showers and storms on the way. Now, this looks like a weaker system at this point. That cold front will drop down from the north, bringing us that potential of a few spot showers and storms by your Thursday afternoon and evening. Things will clear out, though, behind that, and we'll see calmer conditions just in time for the weekend. Today, we'll see those temperatures in the mid-80s, mostly sunny skies. Winds will be light out of the northwest, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looking at tomorrow, a little warmer out there. Those spot storms possible in the afternoon and evening, and then we are clear Friday, Saturday, spot storms possible Sunday afternoon.
Alyssa, thank you. Time right now is 5:21, and here's a live look at traffic. I-465, a little east of State Road 37 here on the south side. You can see traffic is traveling up to speed, both eastbound and westbound. No issues here to slow you down. So let's take a look at our traffic now map. We are monitoring a water main break. Right now on the northeast side, it is closing Hague Road between 82nd Street and 86th Street. Avoid that area for your commute. And then drive times here on the south side from State Road 144 in Bargersville up to I-465, the ramps there. It's just a 13-minute commute along State Road 37. No issues here to slow you down.
The streaming wars continue to heat up. Disney says it's putting together a massive streaming package for its fans when its Disney Plus services launch in November. Disney says it will offer a bundle that includes Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and commercial-supported Hulu for just $12.99 a month. It's Disney and Hulu's latest move in their battle with Netflix over TV watchers who don't use cable or satellite. Disney took over Hulu in May following its acquisition of most of 21st Century Fox's assets.
The government says it's cracking down on fraud. The advocates for low-income Hoosiers say it's increasing the risk that people will go hungry. Coming up at 5:30 this morning, the battle against a new rule on food stamps.
And a Hollywood star makes a minor change, and it causes a major stir on social media. Next, what she did to change her look and why some of her fans don't like it.
Comcast Business. Beyond fast.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana, 5:25 on your Wednesday, and here's a live look right now at traffic to the northwest, I-465 and I-865 up in the dog leg. Everything here is moving along up to speed, no delays for your morning drive. Well, actress Dakota Johnson used to have a gap between her front teeth. Now the star of 50 Shades of Grey doesn't, and for whatever reason, it sparked a debate.
She used to poke fun at the fact that she didn't have perfectly straight teeth. Johnson even made a YouTube video a while back showing all the items she could fit into her tooth gap. But recently, she apparently had a procedure done to close that gap, and some of her fans are not having it. One woman made a gone but not forgotten video about the tooth gap, posting it to social media. Another fan declared that the change in Dakota's smile makes her the saddest she's ever been.
Oh my goodness.
Guess what? Women are allowed to change their appearance.
Well, imagine if Michael Strahan got rid of his tooth gap. People would be really up in arms about that.
Yeah, but it's like, who knows? Maybe her dentist said, hey, we have to fix this because it could lead to another issue.
Or she just wanted it gone.
Right, right.
The drama.
Let her live. You do you, Dakota.
Yes.
All right, and you do the weather now.
Okay, so we are going to see a nice day. I am excited about this forecast. Temperatures today climbing into the mid and upper 80s. Mostly sunny skies. If you walk outside and you see a little cloud coverage at your house right now, that's going to clear out by the afternoon. We're going to get a lot of daytime heating, plenty of sunshine. Then tomorrow, chances of spot storms again in the forecast for the afternoon, clearing out just in time for the weekend.
Only on RTV6 News.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Swastikas found in a University of Indianapolis dorm room this morning. What the students living in the room say about the findings and how the university is responding.
Plus, millions of Americans are set to lose SNAP benefits thanks to upcoming federal changes. This morning, how one local organization says the changes will impact Hoosier families.
But as we're heading out here on our Wednesday, we do want to get a check for our forecast.
Yeah, we're going to have a great day ahead of us, Alyssa. A great day to get out to the state fair. Maybe take advantage if your child hasn't gone back to school yet. Get outdoors, enjoy it.
This is the day to do it. We are going to see some beautiful conditions today. A little cool to start at some locations. So if your kids are back in school, you might want to grab a light jacket for the bus stop. However, you won't need it this afternoon. Those temperatures are warming way up into the 80s. Right now, it's 69 in Indianapolis. A few cool spots out there. 63 in Lafayette, 61 in Zionsville, and 57 right now in Logansport. Those areas that are seeing those cooler conditions, also seeing clear skies. So we've allowed for that cooling overnight. That system that brought us a few showers and thunderstorms for southern counties yesterday has moved out. A few lingering clouds are going to hang around for southern and eastern counties this morning. A lot of that will clear out, though, as we head into midday. High pressure is going to be in control today. That's going to bring us a lot of sunshine. So areas that do have a little bit of cloud coverage, that will clear out as we head through the day. And then we could just see a few cumulus clouds develop as we head into the afternoon. But for the most part, we are going to see a very sunny and pleasant seasonable day in our forecast. Starting in the 60s at many locations this morning. Sunny skies by the afternoon, 86 for the high.
Alyssa, thank you. Let's take a live look right now at traffic down on the south side. We had early morning construction in the right lane of eastbound I-465, but you can see right now everything has wrapped up in that area. All lanes are open, traveling both eastbound and westbound. Great news for your commute on the south side. Let's take a look right now at our Traffic Now map. We are monitoring a water main break and road closure. Hague Road between East 82nd Street and 86th Street. Avoid that area for your morning commute. Taking a look at drive times, heading southbound on I-69 through Hamilton County. It's just a 9-minute commute from Campus Parkway to the ramps at I-465, so smooth sailing in that area. Let's take a live look out near the airport to I-70, a little east of the airport ramps. Lots of headlights out that way, so traffic is picking up. And you can see we do have some orange barrels on the sides of the roads. We'll continue to keep an eye out for any crashes that might slow you down, and we'll keep you updated.
We are following breaking news from the city's north side this morning. That's where police are investigating a shooting. It happened just before 3 this morning near 36th in Illinois. We're told the victim was taken to the hospital in stable condition. There's no word yet on any search for a suspect. Police are also investigating a shooting near 25th and College. We're told a man was shot in the lower leg just before 4 this morning. Police tell us he's not being cooperative on where the shooting exactly happened, but he was not shot at the gas station where he was found. The victim also told police he was robbed. We're going to stay on top of both of these stories, and we will bring you any updates as soon as we learn them.
This morning, the University of Indianapolis is trying to figure out how an image of a swastika wound up on a wall of an on-campus dorm room.
UIndy sisters and students Shira and Mickey Sasson walked into their dorm room Monday and found this on the wall. You can see a picture of what appears to be a swastika in red. The sisters are Jewish, originally from Israel, and members of UIndy's women's basketball team. Shira posted a picture of it on social media, saying she was disappointed in what she found.
When I walk in and see that on my wall, it just hit us differently. We felt like this is our home away from home. So seeing that made me, for a few minutes, feel like, what am I doing here? This is so scary and sad.
Shira says she isn't sure if they were targeted or if it was left over from someone who may have used the room over the summer. UIndy says it provided other accommodations for the students and started an in-depth investigation into who had access to the room over the summer. The school is also working with the Indianapolis Jewish Community Relations Council. UIndy also released this statement saying, in part, we are saddened and angered by this act of hate and bigotry. The University of Indianapolis is a welcoming and inclusive environment, denounces actions such as these, and does not tolerate anti-Semitic actions or behavior that is aligned with ideologies that promote hate.
At 5:34, IMPD says that Chief Brian Roach will give an update this afternoon on last week's deadly shooting during a traffic stop. Investigators say that officers stopped a vehicle at 42nd and Brentwood around 8:15 on Friday evening. Police say that a passenger identified as 45-year-old Deshaun Downing produced a gun, and officers responded by shooting and killing him. The driver was taken into custody and is cooperating with investigators. Community activists tell RTV6 they plan on holding another rally this week demanding justice for Downing. We're going to stream the update live for you on the RTV6 app. That begins at 1 o'clock.
You have until the end of September to weigh in on a proposal that would make it tougher for millions of people to feed their families.
The USDA wants to remove a loophole that could allow people to take advantage of SNAP benefits, formerly known as food stamps. The change would also undo an Indiana law raising the limit of assets a person can have and still receive benefits from about $2,000 to $5,000. So, for example, if you have $3,000 in savings but otherwise qualify for SNAP, you will no longer qualify. The executive director of nonprofit group Feeding Indiana's Hungry says this will set people back.
Now, this is not sound policy. It's something that the administration is doing above and beyond what Congress has asked them to do. And it's essentially going to provide less services for 3 million Americans who need help getting food to their tables.
If you want to share your opinion on this issue before a decision is made, you can go to the RTV6 app and click on this story. Well, nothing like a good day of pampering from your hair to your nails, right?
Local high school students are learning how to do all things beauty at the Walker Career Center. And through our Hiring Hoosiers initiative, our Erin Lish is live showing you how the students are getting classroom to career ready. Hey, Erin.
Good morning. So how would you like your kids to love what they're doing in school while being ahead of everyone else before they graduate? Well, they're doing that right here at the Cosmetology School at the Walker Career Center.
Manicures, facials, and a new hairdo. It's all done by students like Olivia Clayton at the Walker Career Center.
I learned like the correct way to do stuff and not just how I feel like it's right.
They're learning all aspects of the beauty industry taught by their instructors.
Some of them have situations in their life where they need to go right out and start a career. And this is a perfect opportunity for them to do so.
So what are their plans?
My sister is opening a salon, and I'm planning to work there with her.
I want to go to college to get my business degree so then I can own my own salon.
Along with school, they're in the salon at least 4 hours a day, working with real clients to hone their craft and build communication skills.
Because you get to meet other people and talk to them and find their interests and stuff.
Once finishing their 2-year program, they get their cosmetology license, saving them thousands of dollars.
Here they spend around $650, $700.
Which students like Olivia appreciate.
I don't got $25,000 to spend a year going to like a beauty school. So it's really convenient that I can do it while going to school and like graduate through this.
So they are connected to Warren Central, but any students in the Hancock County area can apply to be in part of this cosmetology program. We're going to have a little bit more in the next half hour. For now, back to you in the studio.
Erin, thank you. A dog in Bloomington is okay after hitting a dead end and getting stuck. Street department employees and an animal control worker rescued the dachshund named Ollie after it wandered into a drainage pipe under a driveway. The pipe was crushed at one end, making it impossible for Ollie to turn around. One of the workers used bolt cutters to remove the crushed portion of the pipe. He was eventually able to reach Ollie and pull him to safety with no injuries. No more adventures, Ollie.
No, stay home and stay safe. All right, it is 5:38. Get ready for a lot more splash in your future adventures to Holiday World, not Hollywood, Holiday World in Indiana and Splash and Safari. It's in southern Indiana. The amusement park in Santa Claus is unveiling Cheetah Chase. It's the park's third water coaster, but this one's a little bit different than the Mammoth and Wildebeest. Cheetah Chase will include a launch feature and the world's first head-to-head dueling water zone on a coaster. Now, the Cheetah Chase is the world's first full-circuit racing water coaster. The $7 million attraction is expected to open to people on the 2020 season. That looks pretty cool.
Next summer. Meanwhile, our neighbors to the east are preparing for a big announcement of their own. Kings Island says they'll make a major announcement next Thursday, August 15th. Park officials won't say what the announcement is, but based on blueprints filed with the city of Mason, Ohio, fans expect a major roller coaster. The new attraction is only being called Project X for now, but recent trademark filings show the new ride could be called Polaris or Orion. It is 5:39 right now. Alyssa, let's take a look at our Wednesday weather.
It is going to be a gorgeous day, starting a little cool at many locations to the north of us. We're at 69 right now in Indianapolis, but we do have some upper 50s on the map this morning, especially to the north, and that's just because we've seen clear skies overnight, so we've allowed that to cool down a bit in some of those areas. We do have that system that brought us a few showers and thunderstorms yesterday for southern counties. That's moved out. However, it's left a few lingering cloud coverage for the southern counties and into the eastern counties this morning. A lot of that's going to clear out as we head into the afternoon. We have high pressure in control. We could see a few cumulus clouds build up again this afternoon, but just a few here and there. So for the most part, we're going to see a lot of sunshine today. Those temperatures close to average in the mid and upper 80s across the area. As we head through tomorrow, those changes come back and more chances of showers and thunderstorms. All of those details in just a few minutes.
Alyssa, thank you. Scary moments in New York's Times Square late last night. After the break, what had hundreds of people running into nearby storefronts to get off the street.
And Gold Bond. Ultimate lotion, ultimate skin.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. It is 5:44 on your Wednesday, and here's a live look up in Boone County. I-65 here near the Whitestown exit. State Road 334. Now you can see traffic below, and the interstate is moving along up to speed, northbound and southbound. We'll continue to keep a close eye out for any delays and keep you updated this morning.
Sightseeing in New York's Times Square turning into pure chaos just before 10 last night. That's when a motorcycle backfired, leading people to believe it was gunshots. People began to run, some even seeking shelter in nearby stores, as you can see on this EarthCam video. No shots were fired, but the noise did cause a great deal of concern following weekend events in Texas and Ohio. Customers inside the Disney store say they were even taken to the back of the store as a precautionary measure.
Former Peruvian President Alejandro Toledo will face a status hearing this afternoon out in San Francisco. Toledo was arrested in Northern California on July 16th for corruption charges after prosecutors say he took $20 million from Odebrecht, the company, and is a Latin American large construction firm, and dished out nearly $800 million in bribes from 2001 to 2006. Peruvian police raided Toledo's home in February of 2017 for accepting a bribe. He denied charges on Twitter, but then went missing and escaped to the United States.
Scary moments for a crew aboard a Chicago fire truck. The engine was parked on top of the two-story garage in the South Shore neighborhood when part of the garage collapsed. Crews were responding to a call at a nursing home when the collapse happened. Those inside the facility say it felt and sounded like an earthquake. Thankfully, no injuries were reported. A crane had to be called in to remove that fire truck. Here at 5:45 on your Wednesday morning, Alyssa's taking a check at our weather.
And it's going to be a gorgeous day. Temperatures today climbing into the mid-80s. It is going to be seasonable out there. Feels like that typical summer day that you'd like to enjoy, but don't get used to it. We have those storm chances back in the forecast for tomorrow. However, they'll be brief and just a few chances here and there throughout the day. And then we are clearing out just in time for the weekend. We'll see some gorgeous conditions, those temperatures right where they should be, with plenty of sunshine. Right now, a few cool spots on the map this morning. It's 61 in Kokomo, it's 68 in Bloomington, 69 right now in Indianapolis. We're seeing a little bit of cloud coverage to our south and east this morning, but most of us have clear skies this morning, and it's going to stay that way for much of the day. So what's going on is we had that cold front pass through yesterday that brought us some of that cooler air, which is why we are starting a little cooler this morning, especially for northern locations. That system has moved way off to our southwest, impacting some of those southern areas in Ohio this morning, bringing some strong storms there. But we are in the clear. High pressure is building in from the north. That's going to help clear out a lot of that cloud coverage, which means we'll see plenty of sunshine today, allowing us to heat up throughout the day, bringing our temperatures into the 80s by the noon hour at many locations. So we're starting this morning with just some cloud coverage for some of those southern and eastern counties. That's going to clear out by noon, expected to be right around 81 here in Indianapolis. Some of those areas to the north still hanging on to the 70s by that hour, but we will all catch up and be into the mid-80s today with that sunshine. We could see a few cumulus clouds develop again as we head into the afternoon, but for the most part, we're going to see plenty of sun in your Wednesday forecast. Tomorrow, changes back in the forecast. We're going to see a cold front drop down from the north. This one doesn't look as strong as the one that came through yesterday, but we still have a slight risk of some severe storms with this system as it brings a little bit of instability along with it for your Thursday afternoon and evening. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. Doesn't look as widespread either in terms of coverage when it comes to that system. So starting today in the 60s across the area, plenty of sunshine, maybe a few clouds this afternoon, 86 degrees for our high in Indianapolis. Tomorrow, those chances of a spot stray shower or storm in the afternoon again, highs in the upper 80s, and then we are seeing that clear out on Friday. High pressure is back in control for the weekend. Saturday's looking very nice as well, and then Sunday we do have some more chances of storms in the forecast. More likely we'd see those in the afternoon and evening, continuing into Monday and Tuesday.
Alyssa, thank you. Let's take a look at our traffic now map at this hour. No crashes to slow you down, but we do have this water main break that is closing Hague Road between 82nd Street and 86th Street on the northeast side. Avoid that area. And as you're heading through Hamilton County, no delays, a 9-minute drive southbound from Campus Parkway to the I-465 ramps. Heading into town from the east side, westbound I-70 from Post Road to I-65 at the north split, a 10-minute drive, so no issues there. Let's take a live look from our INDOT traffic camera. This is I-74 and Post Road to our southeast. You can see traffic there is moving smoothly, both eastbound and westbound. We'll continue to keep you updated on any issues.
New numbers show progress in getting people more access to the life-saving drug Narcan.
It is a nasal spray. It can reverse an opioid overdose. The CDC says pharmacies distributed twice as much from 2017 to 2018, with the 2018 total reaching almost 500,000 doses. During the same period, the number of high-dose opioid prescriptions dropped. Only one naloxone prescription is given out for every 70 high-dose opioid prescriptions.
And we need to be able to train the entire medical profession to screen and deal empathically and compassionately with people with substance use issues. People need to be able to talk to their doctors, their pharmacists, their friends, their families, everybody about these problems.
You can get naloxone in many pharmacies right now. It can be expensive, but some local and state health departments have free programs. The CDC says that rural areas are not getting the drug enough. Well, an NFL star lists his Boston pad for sale. Just ahead in Trending 6, what you'll get for the staggering price tag.
And download the RTV6 app right now to read more about the push to tighten penalties for irresponsible pet owners in the city of Indianapolis. You're watching Good Morning Indiana. We'll be right back.
Buick GMC in Fishers.
Welcome back. It is 5:53 on your Wednesday, and here's a live look at I-465 and Rockville Road on the west side. Traffic in this area is picking up both northbound and southbound, moving along up to speed. No crashes around the metro area to slow you down.
Before you head out the door, it's time for the Trending 6.
These are some of the stories that everyone is sharing online today that you'll want to know about. Starting with this one, Beyonce is heading to America's National Portrait Gallery. The Smithsonian Institute says it is acquiring the photo of the singer taken for the cover of Vogue's September 2018 issue. Beyonce's picture will sit along the same halls as other artists and former dignitaries such as former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama. No new word on when this new exhibit will be open to the public.
Are you looking for new digs in Boston? Well, if you have a $40 million set aside, you could own Tom Brady and wife Gisele's home. The steep price tag will get you 5 bedrooms along with a wine room, gym, spa, pool, and an organic herb and vegetable garden. It'll also get you a sweet barn styled as a guest house. Oh, well, I'll take the guest house alone. Right? The house sits on 5 acres overlooking the 9th hole of a golf course.
Not too shabby. There it is. Scientists in England have created the thinnest gold ever, just 2 atoms thick. Researchers are calling it nano seaweed because of its shape. Gold has a number of scientific uses and applications like medical testing and electronics. Researchers say the super thin gold could help create things like bendable screens and electric inks.
Pretty neat. This teeny tiny robot developed by researchers at UC Berkeley was inspired by roaches. Like its real-life counterpart, it's speedy and can squeeze into tight places. It's also very resilient. It can even survive being stepped on by a human. Experts believe the robot could be used in search and rescue missions in tight spaces. I love that.
Yeah. Well, today is National Purple Heart Day, and it's a day to acknowledge the sacrifices made by brave men and women in the military. The Purple Heart is presented to service members wounded or killed as a result of enemy action. According to the Purple Heart Hall of Honor, the award has been presented to nearly 2 million service members since its creation in 1782.
An 11-year-old kid known as the Donut Boy has been traveling the country giving free donuts to police officers. Tyler Carriage started the project over a year ago at a bakery in Florida when he used his own money to buy donuts for a group of deputies. Since then, he's taken the kind gesture across the country to all 50 states, wrapping things up this week in Hawaii. His website says he's helped give away more than 51,000 donuts.
Ooh,
pretty
yum.
Cool.
I feel like that kid's going somewhere.
He is. Yes, yes. All right, Alyssa. Well, we don't need to go anywhere to enjoy some nice weather.
Here.
That's the great thing.
It's going to be a beautiful day. We're starting out a little cool this morning at some locations. Muncie at 65. We're at 69 right now in Indianapolis and 68 in Bloomington. Quiet on the radar right now, and it's going to stay that way throughout the day. Those changes move in tomorrow. What's going on is we have that cold front that's moving out. High pressure is building in behind that, and that's going to clear out a lot of our cloud coverage throughout the day. Highs will reach the mid and upper 80s to the south of us expected this afternoon. And then tomorrow we do have those changes back in, those chances of some spot storms. I'll have those details coming up in just a little bit.
Alyssa, thank you. Impatient drivers putting kids in danger at school bus stops. Just ahead here at 6 o'clock, how police are ramping up their efforts to put the brakes on people driving around school bus arms.
And here is a live look outside as you get your Wednesday started. This is a view to the west. Stay with us here on Good Morning Indiana. There is much more news, weather, and traffic to come.